no other reason other than just sheer curiosity. You examine a small metal replica of a cube-like creature with huge eyes on one of its faces. The toy has 2 legs, 2 arms, 2 folding wings, and at least 18 points of articulation. Rashika smiles as you pick it up. A collector's item, perhaps, or a piece of artwork, who knows, but I like it. If you do buy it, ask around. Someone might know more about it than I. You can have it for only... I'm sorry, I always record this at night and I sit in my bed on my laptop and I just yawn. It's 1,500 coppers, which is quite a bit. Yeah. Not gonna buy that. Gonna look at some other stuff. Well, let's go ahead and examine everything, just to know what they are. It appears to be a tongue floating in a jar of brine. This is a fiend's tongue, a Cornigon's, I think, but who really knows? It's said that placed into the mouth of any living thing, it will give the ability of speech, even if there was none before. I'm selling this oddity for only 66 coppers, should you want it. I think we're going to buy that. Especially since we have come across a few things that maybe might talk. Well, I actually was thinking of that stone wall, but that one did talk already. It needed that. But anyway, this seems like even if it ends up to be useless, you know, it's not that much money, so might as well take it. Yes, a wise choice. The copper you pour into her hand seems to disappear the moment it touches her palm. Oh, okay, we'll look at the... Okay, so let's see, let's look at this Gorgon Solve. Traded this with some sword-slinging Prime Worlder. Perseus, I think, was his name. Smeared onto the surface of any being turned to stone, it will revert them to flesh. Only 100. Probably buy that, but I'm gonna look at everything else first. The monster jug. I'm actually finding this less and less of a place where we might find some sort of exotic candy, although we haven't looked in the front or back of the store yet, so. The monster jug. It's a plain looking jug, but despite its common appearance, you feel reluctant to touch the thing, as if it might bite you. It's a jug, it's got some sort of monster trapped in it. That's why your hair is pricking up like that. If you like it, it's only 123 copper. Huh. Yeah, let's go ahead and look in the front and back of the store. Ooh, okay, so there's a chocolate closet in here. Elixir of horrific separation. That's interesting. David's Tears, Codex of the Inconceivable. Let's see, that sounds the most interesting. You examine a rather unassuming book held closed by a tiny brass lock. That is the Codex of the Inconceivable. I'll only say that it is just... well, I can't explain it. Mere words simply won't suffice. 1,000. We don't know what it does. Don't even know what it does. Okay. Baby oil. Okay, let's look at this chocolate closet. You examine a twisted little imp-like creature sculpted out of pure milk chocolate. It looks delicious, does it not? Imported from the lower plains. These are rare, you know, and quite prized by lovers of chocolate and confections. It's a real closet, polymorphed into chocolate by powerful sorcery. I think we're gonna... it's 199 coppers, so I think I'm gonna buy it and see if that's enough to get, Oh, that mage who knows about Revel Puzzle. Well, I forget his name. Yeah, that might be enough to please his sense of taste and make him speak up. Okay, so let's take that. And looking in the front of the store again, look at this baby oil. It's the real thing. Thousands of mewling mortal babies went into the making. Oh, I guess that's not something we can even buy. Sounds pretty nasty. David's Tears. Small glass vial labeled as David's Tears. These were collected from a Deva who was captured during a blood war. The fiends tormented the imprisoned angel for eons before he at last escaped. This small bottle holds the 12 tears he shed in that time. 100. I don't know if we need all this stuff. We can probably come back if we discover that we do. So I'm not just gonna buy everything. Horrific separation elixir. This was compounded by a scholar who'd found she possessed a darker half, a side of her which took control at times and bade her do awful things. This potion was to have her split the darker half away from her, creating two separate beings. Mercy killers, however, found and executed her for a string of depraved murders before she could use it. Only 200 coppers. Nah. Don't really think that would be useful. I don't know, maybe. Okay, let's look at the back of the store. Okay, there's a stained lens, Yevra's ring, rune-covered ale stein, tattered ragdoll. Let's look at this rune-covered ale stein. You examine a large pewter ale stein covered in strange runes. An ale mug of unusual manufacture keeps its contents, usually beer, of course, ice cold, whatever their surrounding temperature. 299. I'd buy that in real life, but I don't know. Not sure I really need that. Let's see, the tattered ragdoll. The years have not been kind to this tiny ragdoll. It's coming apart at the seams and looks like its threads are unraveling. Obviously intended to be a replica of the Lady of Pain, but the button eyes and its plush softness don't strike fear into your heart. This was found in a well-trapped strongbox sunk deep beneath the surface of Sigil. It was part of a small hoard of treasure and forbidden magical texts, so I don't know what it's for. It's probably some sort of voodoo doll, and it's only 99 coppers. She could be making this story up, though, about it being found. She could have pulled it out of a dumpster. Let's see the other things. Yerva's ring. This is Yerva's ring of almost invisibility. It makes its wearer invisible. Almost. 349. The stained lens. Let's look at that. You examine a stained ground glass lens the width of your hand, held in a brushed steel ring. A small geared protrusion coming off the ring makes it look as if the lens should attach to some sort of clockwork machine, and it smells faintly of horrible perfume. Rashika holds it up for you. I have no idea what this really is, but it radiates fairly powerful magic. An old soldier named Gises brought it up to me from the lower plane battlefield. He'd murdered his own men in order to escape his tour of duty there. It brought me a number of interesting items he'd collected over the course of the campaign. Gosh. I've kept it mostly as a conversation piece, though you may have it for 149 copper commons if you'd like.